was to be ready for it. So when we are ready for the objection, everything becomes much easier, much smoother, and the life, it's much easy. Amit, how are you today? Can you hear me very well? You are on mute. If you can please unmute yourself.
Wait. Hi, Ariel. Good to see you back. And you're sounding perfectly well.
Thank you so much. Today I'm actually on vacation. I'm not at my home. This
Oh,
is
wow.
one of the things I love about Boomerang Me, that we actually can create really flexible lifestyle. So basically I can work from all over the world. I don't need to have a boss or someone to tell me what to do. So today is my oldest daughter's birthday, and
Oh,
we are
wow.
traveling, and we still can do things for the community. So this is unbelievable. So
Great,
again,
great,
thank you very much for
great.
joining us. Today we're going to talk about objections, and today I'm going to start with a story that happened to me. I think was in the first months that I tried to reach out to people by door to door. I actually got a lead, and I could bring him for a meeting. We spoke, everything was fine. He said to me to meet him up after a while. We met, we chat, and after 1 hour, he said to me a sentence that changed completely my life. He said to me, "You convinced me, but I'm not going to use it." Amit, have you ever heard someone saying something like this? You convinced me, but I'm not going to use
Yeah,
it? You
yeah.
did? Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm happy that it didn't happen only to me. But I was wondering, if I convince him, why he didn't go for it, right? It doesn't make any sense, because if you are fully convinced, why you don't use it? Why don't take it? After I was extremely frustrated, I was very nervous, and I started to think, why happened this thing? So let's start our presentation, because this actually was like opening door for me. I felt like a Disney princess that actually understand what's going on, and now we'll go to the journey of her life. So even though I didn't convince him, it was a good thing, because I started to realize why I didn't convince him. So when I got it, as I said, I was frustrated, and then I realized that it's not about convincing them the solution is good. It's about make them to want to use it. So if you convince someone to do something, it doesn't mean anything. You can be the best seller in the world, to talk about your product all day long, say whatever you want, but if they don't understand that it's good for them, it doesn't mean anything. So the conclusion was that you don't win when you convince, you win when you inspire action. And then I realized what we're supposed to do better in order to get our clients to use it. Amit, if you can mute your microphone, Jason is asking. Thank you, Jason, for your suggestion. Okay, so let's start the webinar. So now when I talk with someone, I'm actually imagining that I put them on a maze. Why? Because if I will take them to the point that I want, it will be very difficult for them to go out, to exit. So I realized that if I'm asking the right questions and I'm avoiding disadvantages, so everything will be much easier, because I will get objections that I'm already well prepared, and not objections that I don't want to. So what I'm asking you is to imagine, when you speak with a new customer, that you are on a maze. Let's say hello to all the people in the group. I see Manuel, hello, how are you? Chifachi for you, or Manuel from Romania. Israel Sharf from Israel, speaking with us in Hebrew. Shalom to you, Israel, nice to meet you. Okay. So when I speak with the client, what I'm trying to tell you, I'm already familiar with the disadvantages. And how I'm familiar with the disadvantages, I will not even mention it to make them to ask me questions that I will don't know how to deal with. So I imagine that I'm taking them to a maze. Hello, Mark, ¿cómo ça va? Was a long time we didn't meet, but good to see you. Okay. So when we think about a maze, the only exit is to get our solution. So this is how I'm imagining that we are on the side of a video game, and just take them to the side you want. So how are we going to do it? Just a moment. Let me change my slide. Okay, how to make customer want it. First thing, stop talking about yourself. Okay, when we talk about ourselves, we talk about our product, we talk about what is interesting for us, is not always good. okay, from their side. They will think that is it relevant for us? Like the guy that you convinced me, but I'm not going to use it. So I realized to speak more about myself and speak more about them. What is interesting for them, okay? So start focusing 100% on what matters to them. And let's imagine when we meet a client in the first time is like dating, okay? When we date in the first time, if we, let's say I'm talking to a woman and I'm going to talk only about myself and I'm not going to ask her questions, most likely she will not move forward with me, right, Amit? You know, we need to talk about with the people, to ask them questions, to try to create a bond. And when we create a bond, it's much easier for them to trust us. So what we need to do is to be focused on active listening, asking the right questions, and finding emotional connections. When we find emotional connection with any client, it doesn't matter the subject, he will want to know more about us, what we are doing, and it will be much easier to bring them to where we want. By the way, guys, if you have any question regarding to this, please, more than welcome to ask in the chat. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go to the next slide. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, so the psychology behind objections, why objectioning happening? So we need to realize why we get objections, okay? So the first thing, fear of change. Most of the business owners, they think that everything is amazing. They wake up in the morning, they do A, B, C, and they think that they got the best profit ever, they have the best employees, they have the best operation, and nothing need to be changed because they are in their comfort zone. This is the reality. When you are in the comfort zone, you don't want to change anything. Okay. Another thing that we can get as an objection is a bad past experience. So maybe they try to make a loyalty program or something similar, didn't meet their expectation. Maybe they were talking with someone that was not professional enough, and they have a trauma at the moment. So it's something that makes them to be scared. Okay. Another thing that can happen in their mind is perceived time, effort, money investment, and lack of understanding of value. Okay. This is something that's up to us. When we talk to a customer, we need all the time to give value to our operation. But how we give value? Talking about what is interesting for them, not about features, not about what our product is doing, is what interesting for them. This is how we create value. Okay? Objections actually aren't rejections. Okay? So we don't need to be afraid from the objection. They are opportunity to dive deeper. Okay, so objections are good. It's not something bad. By the way, if you make any presentation to someone and it doesn't give you an objection, it means you didn't do a good job. Okay, so don't be afraid from the objection. The opposite, be ready for it. Okay, now we're going to talk about a few common objections that we're supposed to face while we are talking. Okay, but before, remember, prepare it like it's an exam. Study the common objections, prepare smart responses, and stay calm and confident. If you are prepared, you are a trusted expert. If you're lost, you lost authority instantly. Amit, how many times you talk with someone and you didn't have an answer, right? Or the right answer?
Many times.
It's happened to you before?
Yeah. Actually, one thing is that is very common. If you're going to go and trying to sell this particular solution or any of the software system that you're going to sell, everybody, even if he's not knowledgeable enough, the person, he's going to ask you about the competitors. Even he do not have any idea about what it is, what the competitors are, but he's going to put that question on your mind as well, right? So you have to be very prepared. I think Ariel is mentioning very correctly that you have to go with the full preparation, because objections can come from any corner and you will not be even ready for it sometimes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right. So my question will be for Ariel. If you think that you're going to sell it to somebody and he's going to tell you that this thing I've seen somewhere and they were doing the same, it was much cheaper. How you're going to face that objection, how you're going to handle it, what will be your reaction?
You are asking if someone asking me for a discount, or he found it
not a discount, just creating a fake competitor for you that he do not know about it, the loyalty he has never implemented, but he's asking you that I know about somebody who is selling it for, maybe much more lesser price, right? So
Okay.
what is your take on that? How you handle this kind of objections?
It's actually happened to me, I think a few weeks ago. One customer of mine, he sent to me a message, listen, I found the same thing, 90% cheaper. Okay? I explained to him that gently that, okay, I understand, thank you for sharing, but it might look the same, but I believe we have some different things that we can bring to the table. So it doesn't mean that it's the same thing. Our solution has much more quality. But if you please can share with me the link of this company, this way I can investigate what, if you are right, if you can please share with me. And then he shared with me, and I saw that it is very similar, but also very different. So what I did, instead of to give him a discount, I charge him more expensive. I'm serious, because what I did, instead of to accept that there are cheaper ones, I actually create more value, and I realize that our solution is supposed to be more expensive. So because of this client, I actually increase the prices of our platform for 40% more expensive, because I understand that people think they are very similar solutions, but obviously it's not the same. But it's actually making me to filter the clients that willing to pay more and save me time and save me money, because in the end of the day, the price it's make the difference, but also what you're going to get with our solution also should be worthful. By the way, is one of the objections I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, and then I'm going to talk more about it. But we don't need to be afraid if someone tell us that he saw a similar solution cheaper. The opposite, we should understand what are the advantages of our product compared to the other, and just face him with the consequences. Because again, in the end of the day, you can pay cheaper, but will it get the expectation you are looking for? I don't think so, because normally value, there is a price, right?
You're right, Ariel.
Okay, so it really depends how you deal with the objection. I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes, but thank you
Great.
for mentioning it. Okay, repeating about what Amit said, we supposed to be professional and be ready for objections. Why? Because I realized that if someone asks me something and I don't have the answer right away, they not going to take me seriously, or they're not going to even trust me. They're going to think that maybe I don't have enough knowledge. They will not see it in a good eye. So
Right.
all the time when I speak with someone, I'm ready for anything that's going to happen. I'm going to be ready, and I will face the challenge right away, just to show him that he can trust me. Because if you lost, you lost authority. There isn't a way to fix it. So you must be ready. Okay, and
I
let's
think
talk.
one thing more, Ariel, you have been bang on with the answers. One more question I want to ask, as a
Please.
very layman, right? If you're going to pitch it to somebody, because many of the agencies, they are new, they're just coming into Boomerang Me, and they're just adapting with the system. If they go to somebody and they say that it's good, but we will think about it, what should be the next step?
What should be the next step? Again, can you
The
repeat
next
about it?
step, yeah, it should be, just assume that you are somebody, I'm pitching this particular solution, and I showed you everything, the features and everything, and after that you liked it and you said that we'll think about it. So now what will be my next step?
You know what is the question I start to ask my leads when I make a presentation? I actually ask them, when would you like to start? Tomorrow? So when I ask this question, tomorrow, some of them tell me yes, tomorrow. So I know I'm gonna make a sale. So sometimes we just need to push them, just to push a little bit.
So
You
I
did
think it's a
everything
very
right.
very smart move from Ariel to go and start saying that we can start from tomorrow itself, right?
Start from today, start from tomorrow. When is good for you, good for us, But sometimes they need the little push, like you feel that you did everything well, and they are ready to go for it. You faced with all the challenges, you deal with all the objection. When would you like to start? Tomorrow? And then they say yes, tomorrow. So perfect, it's a sale, right? So we only need to prepare the agreement or the payment terms. Okay, let's start tomorrow. Done.
Great. You
So
can start now, carry on with your with the presentation. And yes, anybody who has any questions can write it down, and we are going to answer it for sure.
yes, please, guys, if you have any question before I start with some common objections, if you face some challenge and you didn't know what to say, or you felt that suddenly the person you were spoke with changed his mind because you couldn't answer, please share with us some challenges. We'll be more than happy to give you, share insights and help you out. But yes, this question actually helps a lot. I learned it from a personal trainer because I did a kind of a trial with the personal trainer, and then he came to me with the paper, all the agreements, and asked me, please fill it up when you are ready. So he actually, what am I going to tell him? No? He already doing
Yeah,
everything, even with a pen,
smart.
making it feel good. So then I start to ask this question: when would you like to start? Tomorrow is a good time to start? Yes, tomorrow is a good time. So I already decide for them that they're going to go for it. So it's much easier to make the sale.
Great, great.
Okay, I see that we don't have questions yet, so let's start to deal with some objections. Okay, I'm going to explain about objection, why they are coming from, what is the reason we deal with the objection, because it's much easier when you understand what's going on in the lead's mind. When you understand it, it's really easy peasy to deal with anything. So the first objection I want to deal with is actually, I already have a loyalty program, okay? Some of you are going to deal with this if they have a POS loyalty program, or if they are using paper cards, or whatever it is. If they already have already loyalty program, what we should answer, okay? So a good answer will be, okay, why they are saying this? Because they think they are covered, but the solution will be, that's great. What results are you getting from it? Okay, why? Because with Boomerang Me, we actually can measure results. So we know how many people come in, how many people come out, what is the frequency, what is the ROI. We can measure. So even though they have some loyalty program, it doesn't mean anything if they don't have any metrics, they don't have any data, they don't know what they can study from it. And most of the loyalty program out there, they are very generic, okay? This, by the way, one of our biggest advantage, that our loyalty program is not generic at all. You actually can understand many things about your clients, such as customer behavior, customer experience, and to understand timing, what kind of loyalty program does it? So when we ask this question, what kind of results are you getting? Are you satisfied from the results? When we ask this question, we actually make them to think and realize that, okay, I'm in my comfort zone, but am I happy? Maybe not, right? So we must ask the right question and be ready for the objection, okay? Explore gaps without attacking, and highlight how Boomerang Me and Chase or simplifies the loyalty program. Okay, by the way, this is very, very common. If someone has a POS system loyalty program, he's going to tell you, I already have one. Okay, it doesn't mean nothing. Most of the POS program, Amit, they give money for free with no reason.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the person going to come in and suddenly I get a freebie or 10% off, 5% off. Like, what? Why? Why you get something for free? Okay, I'm happy with the results. Listen, if they are happy with the results, Jason, unfortunately, there is nothing we can do. Okay, if someone is already happy with the results, we cannot do anything. However, if we make them to think and they realize that they are not happy with the results, then we truly have a lot of things to do. Okay?
I think it requires a lot of introspection, or what we call you have to put some questions on them, right? A set of questions, and then you can find the pain points, because the PS loyalty platform, they are not exactly going to work for them. It's just a piece of loyalty program they have in the system. They're using it, but somehow with this, it's going to change everything, right? So somehow you have to put the questions based on that, so that they can get some answers about it, because they do not know what are digital cards. They do not know anything about push notifications, right? They do not know anything about geofencing. They do not know anything about how you can automate the whole system. So everything you have to, talk to them, try to find a way. Uh, Obviously, make a point that you do your research about the client when you're going there, which POS they're using, right? So that you can get all the details about that POS and make a pros and cons based on that, and then show them the difference. And seriously, it is going to work perfectly fine.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna sharpen a little bit what you said. In order to make them to understand what are their pain points, it's really easy. You just need to make them to think. Okay? When you make them to think, then they will tell you, wow, you have a good point. Tell me more about it. So are you satisfied from the results of your loyalty program? If they are satisfied, we really have nothing to do. However, if they realize, you know what, you have a point here. I don't have how to measure. I don't have how to do this, and I don't have how to do that. Why are you asking? And then we start to talk about our solution. So in order to make them to understand what you want, you need to make them to think. If we're going to tell to a customer something like, I have a loyalty program and I can do geofence and I can do a push notification, it doesn't mean nothing. Okay? It sounds like Japanese for them. However, if you tell them you have a way to communicate with the customer at the right moment with the right offer, then sounds interesting. It's the same thing, but the way they understand.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And you can initially find your customers everywhere, right?
Yes.
You have somebody who has built your home, who has somebody who is doing the roof for you, with somebody who has, you go for the haircuts and everything. These are going to be your very close, people who are going to sell. You can easily sell it to them without any expectation or showing them great results. Just go straight forward and sell the solution. And once you have 3 or 4, sales done, that build your confidence, and then what Ariel is doing, you will be copying the same later on with your own experience.
I absolutely agree. The beginning is tough, like everything in the life. And when you get the first, actually, it doesn't matter how many sales you have. If you have 1 or 100, it doesn't matter. If you have a good case study, you can use it as an example, and this is what's supposed to build your confidence. I can tell you 100% that the program works, the platform works amazing. They just need to use it. If they're not going to use it, unfortunately, there is no miracles. Okay? I want to add another thing. I realized that, for example, I live in Brazil, and normally I use the car to go from a place to another. But when I started to walk, I actually realized that every second store in the street is an opportunity. It's unbelievable. Sometimes we take a bus or we take a train or we take the car and we don't see what there is under our nose. And when you start to walk, you realize that it's a whole new world, like in the Disney song. So, guys, the opportunities are out there. You just need to create them, and ask the right questions, obviously. Let's move on to the next objection. It's too expensive. Okay. One of my favorite, actually. Okay. What is too expensive? Okay. Why it's coming from? Fear of wasting money. Okay. When someone tells you it's too expensive, it doesn't mean, by the way, in sales, when someone tells you it's too expensive, it doesn't mean that the price you're asking is too expensive for him. It means that he didn't see enough value in the price you're asking. So if we're going to give more value, if we're going to explain better about the product, suddenly it's not expensive, it's cheap. Okay? So how are we going to solve it? Reframe to an investment. Compared of losing customer, it's actually saving you money. Okay? For example, I had one client that asked me it's too expensive, and then I asked him, how many clients came to your store today? He said to me around 100. Okay? I said to him, wow, what a nice number. Imagine if you will be able to communicate with all of them. He said to me, okay, so if you have 100 customers a day, you have around 3,000 customers a month, right? He said to me, right? I said to him, so I don't want to tell you how much money you are losing, okay, by not connecting with them or not giving them loyalty, because this is expensive. To invest in your client, to communicate with them better, to send them offers, to send them promotion, this is not expensive. What I'm asking, actually, after the numbers you gave me, I think I need to charge you triple. And suddenly he didn't think it's expensive anymore. Okay? We also can show him, if we already have some case study, a quick ROI examples of a client, or share some client stories. For example, me, I already have a lot of stories to tell, so even if they tell me expensive, is not, because I have proofs that the product works. And what is expensive is to lose clients and not to invest in our product. By the way, we all the time must to change their mind about cost and investment. Okay, when they ask you how much it costs, it means they are not willing to pay. Why? Because they see it as a cost. Okay, cost can be something that we use only once, something that the money will not come back. So when we say to them, first of all, cost zero, doesn't cost you anything. Here you're gonna invest. Okay, here you're gonna build a loyalty base. You're gonna build a better relationship with your customers, and you're gonna see the return in a few weeks, in a few months. Okay, so if you are not ready to invest, you can keep spending your money on something else. Okay, so it all depends how we create the scenario, how we show it to them. And too expensive, you just show them how much money they lost today, this week, this month, and then you see that your solution is not expensive at all.
Right way.
Okay, again, guys, what I'm trying to tell you, that we need to be focused on what is interesting for them, not what is interesting for us. So when we tell them how much money they lost today, this week, this month, these tactics called FOMO, fear of missing out. So when they start to be scared that they are losing money, the price is not an issue anymore.
I think the best part here is what I think is how much do you invest on SMS, email, right? I think that is the value if you're going to put on this product. I think it's worth it. The push notification is not going to cost them anything, right? It's free. So I
Absolutely.
think the value proposition is too high here. So I think it makes sense to go with this particular kind of system.
You're absolutely right. SMS, email, WhatsApp, if it's popular in your country, every time you send in a big mass, cost money. You're absolutely right. And it's expensive because some people, they have a base, like a list of 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Imagine you send the email for 30,000 people. How much money it costs to the business? Okay. How much it costs and how many people actually open it? Okay. Let's say you have open rate of 7%. Okay, that it's good. But how many people are actually taking an action because they open their email? They don't even have a way to measure it. Okay, so everything they have is just numbers. They spend. This is to spend money. This is expensive. When you have a way to measure it, like in Boomerang Me, this is an investment because you understand what works and what doesn't. So what works, keep it. What doesn't, eliminate. Easy, right?
I
Then
think audience might have a question as well. At what pricing it should be comfortable for them to pitch it, right? I do
Okay.
not know about your market is totally different. If somebody is from the US market, I think anybody who is joined in right now can answer what you think is going to be the value that is going to be worth it, and you think that they are going to buy it. What should be the price for you? Can
Okay,
you
this is
mention it on the chat?
I didn't see this question, but thank you for sharing. Uh, Pricing
No,
is
no,
something.
no. It's from
You are
me.
asking.
I'm just asking all the people who have joined in today, who are on the program, who are selling it, to mention the price that they are selling it for. Because I just want to know that, because objection comes with pricing as well, and that is what we are discussing right now. It's too expensive. So how much you are charging for it that the customer is thinking that it's very expensive?
It's the challenge. This objection comes because they already did some research and because they saw a similar product, okay, in a cheaper price. It doesn't matter how much I'm selling, okay? It's showing that. Let me explain to you a thing. Customer, when he look for a loyalty, okay, a loyalty program or loyalty program provider, there are many, okay? There are many in the market. In Brazil, we have more than 30 competitors, okay? And most of them are cheaper. We are the second or the third most expensive, okay? So imagine that you go to a website and then you see the first five, okay? And all of them are cheaper, 40%, 30%, 60%, 70%. And then you understand that, okay, you are expensive. But when I explain to them why I'm expensive, why it's worth it, I'm not expensive anymore. So it's not because of my pricing, it's because they saw others and they think we are all the same.
Right. Right.
Okay. Do we have any question that you would like me to take?
Right now, we have a question. Is there anything proprietary that Boomerang Me does or has that the key competitors don't? Uh, Jason, you have to find out with the competitors yourself. I think we have the list of the features. You can find it on the website and you can compare it with some of the. You can check so many websites are there for the comparison.
Regarding to this
Yeah,
question, let me just add another thing, Jason. The key to succeed is to understand what is interesting for the client. So if you
right.
see a feature that actually can work very well, let's say the feature of automatic message to happy birthday. Okay, this is a very strong feature that Boomerang Me has, and I can tell you that 99% of the other loyalty programs out there, they don't have. Just the fact that you can send happy birthday to someone in the day, a few days before, this is something extremely powerful. Because let's talk about a coffee place, okay? A coffee place, no, go. Coffee place, for example, they make events. Okay, they have like cakes, they have something, they bring more people in. So imagine you are sending someone a push notification a few days before. If you want to celebrate your event with us, you can count on our place. Imagine how much power this message can be in automatic way without to make any effort. Just think about it. Okay, so the key is to understand what is interesting for your clients with the feature of Boomerang Me. This is how you create value, and trust me, the price doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you sell it 100, 200, 300, 1,000 a month. They're gonna pay.
It's let's differentiate between any of the two SaaS platforms. Just assume that you have a CRM, HubSpot, you have a Pipedrive, right? Both have a customer base, right? Whatever features they have, they are similar, very similar to it, but the usability features are different, right? The UI is different. So somehow the features can be here and there, but right now in the market, what we see is Boomerang Me is going to be trending because we are going with the pace. With the new technology, with AI as well, we are going to come up with new things later on. We have not even, I think, revealed it yet. But yeah, a lot of development is going on. So we are going to change the trend for sure later on. And yes, one very interesting question from IO Jason. Question, guys: what if they say I'm happy with the current results?
Okay, is what I said. If they are happy with the results, who am I? Who am I to disturb them? You know, if they are happy, no problem. You know, call me. This is my number. Let me know if you need anything, if you need advice, or I can help you to make it even better. Okay, but honestly, if they are happy with the results, good for them. But will come to a point that their product will not work anymore. So then, when they're gonna look for someone new, you are the one they should look for. Okay, we
One
cannot.
more yeah, great. I think you have covered it already, Ariel,
Okay. Okay.
previously as well.
All
One
right.
good question from Tony. Can we use Boomerang case studies if we are new since we don't have any case studies to show yet? Yeah, this is a good question.
Absolutely. You must use any case study that you have, even it's yours directly or not, because in the end of the day, I think that when we prove them that the product works, we don't need a case study because it works. But if they really looking for case studies, however, I really don't understand if it's going to work for a store in another country, in another state, what there is relevant to me. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
understand because it's my business. I think when you make the speech to be focused on them and not something in general that need some proofs, so they're not even going to reach to this point. Like my clients never ask me if I can show them case studies because I only talk about them. So there is something about in the speech that you are talking too much general things, too many features, and not enough about what is interesting for them. However, you are more than welcome to use case studies and say, "Oh, we are using it all over the world. Let me show you some case studies." Okay, feel free to do it. Why not? I'm gonna
but
move
do
on
you,
to that.
But
next.
Ariel, do you think? Sorry to disturb. Do you think that they are going to ask for the case studies because they are local businesses? Do they really need it? It happened to you?
It's been a while that someone asked me some proofs,
Yeah,
but yeah, again, we must be ready for anything.
yeah,
So if they are asking, please show them what is good for you. Why not? Okay.
yeah,
I'm gonna move on to the next
yeah.
objection.
Please.
I don't have time to deal with it. Okay. Oh my God, they don't have time. I didn't know I'm talking to the Pope, right? That they don't have time. They are so busy, right? That they don't have time to deal with it. Okay. So when someone tell you I don't have time to deal with it, this is a really common objection, and it means they feel overwhelmed. Okay. How we solve it? What if we launch it for you in less than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, 15 minutes? So when they give us time that they don't have time, it doesn't mean that they are busy. Okay, it's an excuse to go out from what you are talking about. So if they are talking about time, we can tell them we don't need a lot of time, we can do it really quickly, 10 15 minutes, your loyalty program is already done. So this is how we actually face with this challenge. Okay, this is an excuse normally of lazy, okay, or not very techy a business owner that is afraid from change. Okay, so he blamed the time that he doesn't have, that he's busy. Most of the day he's going to be on his Instagram probably or Facebook checking some things that not relevant to his life. Okay, this is why come this excuse. But when we tell them, okay, we don't need time, we just need a short period of time to create you the program, to onboard you, show you quickly how it works. So time is not an issue. Okay.
I think Jason, you have answered yourself the same question that Ariel was referring to. When somebody do not have the time, that gives you a done for you service, right? You can tell them that I can do it, we can do it, everything for you, and then they will be more hands off. But again, Ariel, one most are most of your clients DFI or are they more hands on?
What it means, DFI? Can you
It
explain to
means,
me?
are you doing everything for the client from
Oh,
your
okay.
end, or yeah,
Yes, yes. We do everything for our clients after they pay. Okay, so we're not in a position that we're offering trials anymore. However, the client, if we want us to onboard him, he must to buy the purchase the most expensive plan. Okay, and this way the onboarding doesn't have any cost. Okay, and if they want to purchase the basic plan or the medium plan, he will need to pay for implementation. That's why it's really easy to push them to pay for the most expensive plan. So you should use it as a selling technique to offer them the best one. It's included the implementation, onboarding, etc., etc.
great.
Okay. By the way, it's really rare that clients will do everything by itself. It can happen, but it's not something that happen oftenly because most of the clients will want to have everything done. Okay, just to print the QR code, or you even give them the QR code if you are closer physically to their place. And the only thing they need to do is to offer for their clients the loyalty services and to send the coupon or points. So when we use it in really smart, easy, professional environment, ready to use, again, the price will not be an issue because the product going to work. Like what kind of excuse they're going to have? They just need to use it.
I think yes, done for you is going to be very good because right now the onboarding is very easy. You have already seen you can onboard through the prospecting tool. That means you have 5 minutes, right, to create the cards and everything. And then you have to define a strategy with the client, right? Which type of card is going to work for them. Get a printout, put it on the table tent, and that's it. Because generally they are not going to change the loyalty cards, loyalty mechanism. They will only run one or two, and they can ask for it. If they want more, Ariel is going to charge more from them, right?
Absolutely. I don't want to charge them. I just want them to pay more. So when
Right.
they see the value, okay, so we take the most. You convinced me. Let me take. You convinced me, and I'm gonna use it. The most expensive plan, not like the first client that was convinced but didn't use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Mark is asking what is the range price. Mark, where you are based? Can you tell me the place you are from?
Yeah, he's from Montreal, Canada, and
Canada.
let's say you charge, I don't know, $300 a month. Charge him 750. only for the onboard. 750 in purpose, you put really high price for them to want to avoid it. So they might ask you how we can avoid this fee. Okay, so you can offer them, okay, you know what, let me see what I can do. Pay me for an year upfront, and we're not going to charge you. Okay, so there are many tactics that you can use in your selling that as long as you give more value in the add-ons and then you give them for free, or you use it as a way to close the deal, you need to think, okay, and then to understand what really motivates your client and why they should be avoid of it. Okay, I will
Mark,
move on.
yeah, Mark, let me give you one point here. If you're from Canada, actually, I've been dealing with a lot of agencies who work there. They have a price range starting from 150 Canadian dollars till 450 Canadian dollars. I've seen myself, and they are doing very good. The second question from what type of reports do your clients ask for? I have been doing demos. Some clients want control and the ability to export their client details. Is this common? How do you manage it?
Okay. I
A lot
think
of
that the most,
questions you're throwing on Ariel right now. Ariel has come with the presentation, a very good one, and a lot
okay,
of
I
questions
got a
are coming
challenge.
up.
Yes, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. Honestly, my clients doesn't ask me anything. You know why? Because they see results. Okay, our purpose. Okay, let me simplify that. I think that when we start to speak about features too much, they start to ask too many things that will be difficult to manage. So, you know what? Why do we have loyalty program? You know what is the meaning? It's to bring the customer back. This is why we have loyalty program. Okay, so once you show that there is a way to manage how much clients actually download the card for a month and how many of them came back, what else you need to prove? It means the product works, right? So I really don't want to go to those small features, or let's call it data that is not relevant to what we are selling. Okay, what we are selling, it's a way to communicate with the client and bring him back. Okay, the store supposed to bring the customers, and we supposed to bring them back. Nothing else, nothing more, and nothing less. Okay, so it probably happened because you start to talk too many features, too many technical things, and then they start to ask you about things that I'm not sure we can measure.
One last question. I can address it as well from Tony. What's a good monthly plan in the New York, New Jersey area? Yes, Tony, it can go from what I've seen as, because I talk to a lot of agencies from there. It's generally start from 99 with one promotion. That is going to be the very basic plan. And it can reach up to $999 as well. Some of them are selling it for that price as well. So just choose your price very wisely. Do not go very low on the pricing side, right? Because people have the money, but they need the reason to spend that as well, right? So yeah, Ariel, you can go ahead as well.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next objection. Customers won't use it. Okay, this is something that I received already. They know about the product, they see it, and then they blame the customers that they will not use it. Okay, why it's happening? Fear of customer disinterest. Okay, however, I never met a customer that doesn't want to get a reward, doesn't want to get something as a gift or as a discount. Okay, so what are we going to solve it? Show statistics of customer participation, share success stories, and focus on how manage is designed. Between us, let's talk about it straight, because imagine that you have a line of people, okay? And the line of people, the people are grumpy, they want to pay and leave and blah, 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 blah. If you have on the line and you tell them, if you join our loyalty club, okay, you get 10% now in your next purchase now. I want to see if they don't want to get inside of your loyalty program. So it really depends in how you show it, how you represent it to your end client, okay? And this excuse my customer won't use it. Maybe it happened because he tried something like a lame loyalty program, didn't work out, and then he thinks, I tried something similar and didn't work, or he's afraid that his customer will lose interest. This is not true, because I never met a client that doesn't want to get a discount right on the spot. Impossible. Okay? So it really depends how you're going to introduce it to your clients, how you're going to invite them to join to your loyalty club, and basically just show them clients that already using it, satisfied and seeing results. Okay? And our last objection of today, I'm happy with my results already. Okay? Okay, so now we need to use the what if technique. You are happy, I want to make you even happier. Okay? Imagine increasing your customer repeat rate by just 10%. What would that mean to your revenue in a month, in a year? Okay, so even if they are happy, they always can be happier. All right, guys, this is just an excuse to not move forward. Okay, happy is not happier. All right, let's talk a little bit in general what we said today, how to respond like a pro. So first of all, validate their feeling. I understand why you are thinking like this. So agree with them, but then change your position. Ask smart question. Can you tell me more about it? When we ask someone, can you tell me more about it? You start to break everything by details. When you start to break everything by details, we actually can understand what is the real fear, what is the real objection, and understand what to move on, what to keep it, and what not to keep. Okay? So also stay calm and curious, not defensive. Be ready for the objection. Objections are good, okay? And always, no matter what, keep the door open, even if they don't buy it or showing you interest at the moment. In SaaS, we know Amit very well that someone can be relevant today, and sometimes they can come back after a few weeks, after a few months, and tell you, okay, now I'm ready. So can we do the same thing, the same deal? So all the time, leave the door open. This is extremely important tip that I would like to share with all of you. Maybe it's not the right moment now, but in a few weeks, they can change their mind. Okay? If you guys have a question, please share with us. Another thing I would like to share, final big lesson, handling objections, building trust, okay? Every time you handle an objection properly, you are proving that you are a professional, caring, trustworthy, and focus on their success, not just your sale. So it's very important, extremely important that you will be ready for any kind of objection that is coming, and you deal with this like a pro, okay? I like to say to my clients that your success is our success. So we're going to do everything for you to have this success, because I know that if they're going to use it, we might get more clients from their clients base. So all the time, show them that you are caring, trustful, professional, trustworthy, and the most important thing, focus on what is important to them, that is their success, their income, their increasing sales, etc., etc. All right, let's finish this lovely webinar with some questions. We have 10 minutes. So guys, hit me whatever you want.
Shoot, guys. Okay. Do you typically offer multiple plans when you present to the clients?
Yes, I do. I do use a very similar technique of Boomerang Me, how they present their plans. And I all the time will give the best value to the most expensive plan. By the way, if I'm not wrong, Tony, you are part of the private school group, right? Please confirm on the chat. Okay, if you are in the private school, you are more than welcome to join our sessions. Okay, thank you. Sessions every week, every Tuesday. Also, there are the mentorship sessions when I'm teaching exactly what to say, what not to say, how to present. So after this call, please get in touch that I will send you a link or calendar with the next steps. It will be much easier to explain to you. Okay, I see that Jason has a question.
Yeah. When you pitch a business in person and you say, can I show you quickly how it works? What do you show?
Okay, tricky question. Okay, I'm not recommending that much when you pitch business in the first time to show you how it goes. However, you can show them some cards, how it works, like the mechanism that you have a stamp card, you have points card, you have cashback, whatever plan you want to show them, coupon card, okay? But the goal is to bring him to the next step. The next step is a meeting. Why? Because when you are on the business place, most of the business owners, they will not give you the attention you might want. They will think about the business, they're going to check the employees, they will look here, they will look there. They're not really going to listen to you. So you should represent him really quickly and tell them, how about next week, Friday, 2 p.m.? Is it a good time for you to talk more about it? If they're going to tell you yes, perfect, let's book a meeting. If tell you actually it's not a good time, can be earlier, perfect, can be earlier, let's meet up earlier, 10 a.m. is good for you? Yes, it's good for me. All right, so put on your calendar and your schedule. We're going to talk about how to improve your loyalty, whatever it is, increase your sales at Friday, 10 a.m. Why? Because you want that the person will be fully interested in what you want to say, fully engaging with what you will say. When they are in their comfort zone, in their restaurant, in their business, they will hear you but not listen.
Mark is asking, what is the best opener? I think nothing is the best opener kind of thing. It's the communication that you start with. It can be anything actually, right? An opener line is something that is, I do not think that is going to work. What do you say, Ariel?
I actually comment about it, I think in the last webinar. Yes, the last webinar. What is the question that open the gate, right? The best question we'll ask, how do you communicate with your clients after they leave your business? This is the best question you can ask. Think about your coffee place down the road. Think about laundry services you've purchased a few months ago. Think about a restaurant you visit the weekend. It doesn't matter. You are going to the business, you pay, you left the business, what's next? Okay, so this is the best opening question. How do you communicate after your clients leave the business?
One more question from Tony. Do you normally face-to-face or is Zoom also effective?
Okay, so I like to do it in Zoom. Actually, I like to use Google Meet. To be honest, I'm a Google Meet guy, not a Zoom. Why? Because, again, comfort zone. Okay? When we are face-to-face, let's think about scenario. Okay? You are going to a business and the business owner is there inside of his business and you are dealing with him face-to-face. Do you think that he's going to be 100% engaged, give you the attention, listening to you? Or you're also going to think about his problems in the business? You're going to think about the employee that didn't show up or the employee that is late. You're going to think about that the employee doesn't ask the right question. Whatever it is, he's not going to be focused on you. So when you bring him to a Zoom, Google Meet, whatever is working for you, you actually have him on your comfort zone. When you are in your comfort zone, it's much easier to be in control. It's much easier to lead him to where you want, and it's much easier for you to get their full attention. So I definitely recommend to bring them to an online meeting. Also, another thing, sometimes you can make a meeting with the person, and if he didn't show up or he's gonna late or something happened in the last minute, imagine how frustrated you can be if you actually book a meeting with someone that didn't show up, even though it's his business. That's something that can happen. But you lost 1 hour to go, you need to lose 1 hour to come back, and this is a loss of time. If it's online, okay, didn't show up, next. Try to book another thing. Much easier in control.
Anybody else? Any questions? You can ask.
Okay,
I
Jason.
Jason is saying, Ariel, I visited your website, very nice one, translated. Do you recommend we build our own website? Obviously, you should build your own website later on, not at the first moment.
You should do what is good for you. Okay, if you feel comfortable to use the Boomerang Me website, feel free. If you feel comfortable to create your own website, feel free. In the end of the day, people are not going to buy because of if your website is beautiful or very informative. They're going to buy because you convince them.
Yeah. And right now we have an offer. I think that has been coming because today is the last day.
Okay.
That is only on the unlimited plan. That means you pay for the unlimited, you get the website free. The template that we have already prepared, that is a highly optimized website that you will be getting. You just need to place your logo and stuff, and it will be good to go. You will get access to the private community as well. So I think it makes sense to invest on the unlimited plan, because now the offering, the money that you are thinking about, that I'm going to charge this or that to go for the break even, you do not have to do it, because you can onboard as many clients you want.
Okay, guys, really good
Anybody
offer.
else?
Let me
Yeah.
sharpen this offer. Really good offer
Yeah.
for you guys. You get a website, everything done. Come to the school community group where you're gonna get listen, everything you need to sell. Like if you don't sell, you don't sell. You're not gonna even be able to sell water in the desert. So trust me, when you get inside of the community, I say everything with no filters, and you just need to do. Just need to create actions, and you're gonna sell.
Great. Can you share the white label website view only, Amit? Yeah, Jason, I can share it with you right now so that you can check it out. It's a very well made website, highly optimized one. You do not have to do anything. Guys, in the meantime, if you have any questions, you can ask. We have, I think, few minutes left.
Yep. If you
Let me
guys
check.
faced with challenges or I don't know, say something to a client and he didn't answer as you expected, please feel free to share with us, and we're gonna understand what's happening, why it happened, and explain to you what to do in the next time.
I'm sharing you the website link. You can check it out. Um, Anybody else? Any questions before we wrap up and Ariel go and celebrate his daughter's birthday? He's just waiting to go for the party.
Absolutely. We have a nice cake if you want to join us. We just got a cake and some sweets.
Great,
Whoever is in
great.
Brazil, welcome.
Great. I think we have covered most of the things. I think it's time to leave. We are done with everything, with all the. I think the topic is well covered. Ariel has already answered every question that came to us. And yes, happy birthday to Ariel daughter.
Thank you so much. She's 10 years old, acting like she's 25. But thank you very much for the lovely congratulations words. I'm going to tell her. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. We're going to see next week another subject, another thing that is interesting for you. By the way, I would like to ask you if there is something you want to learn, something that you are facing with challenges, feel free to share with us, and maybe we can make a webinar about this specific thing in order to push all of you to make many sales as possible. This is our goal. And like Amit said during the call, the opportunities are out there. We just need to create them. Okay? They are under our nose. I'm telling you, every place there is an opportunity.
Great. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you on the next webinar.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Bye.
guys. See you.